Hello and welcome. I am Trish and this is Trish Talks, and welcome back to my Fixer Upper series. In today's video, we'll cover more design choices for my kitchen remodel. This is going to be a lot of fun, so let's get started. Okay, so last week my dilemma was whether I would go with a traditional island layout where the island was separated from the dining table and chairs, or if I wanted to create an island table combination that turned the two units into one. Well, I won't leave you in suspense. I went with the island table combination. I chose this option for functional and aesthetic reasons. Functionally, although we've removed the walls between the kitchen and dining room and the space feels larger, the footprint is still small. Once I selected the island layout, which I talk about in the kitchen design video part 1, the size of the island that I needed didn't really leave much room for a standard size dining table. And I didn't want a narrow dining table that made everybody feel a little tight and uncomfortable. So functionally, the island table combination made the most sense. Now aesthetically, I love the island table combination because it's not a part of your everyday design. The goal for me as a designer is to always add unique elements to the space that make people go, wow. And I think I did this with this island table combination. What do you think? So now that we've decided on the island, it's time to rearrange the cabinets a bit. The 4 cabinets that were meant to make up the island will now need to be pulled apart. The 2 30-inch cabinets will remain as a part of the island, while the 2 24-inch cabinets will be moved up against the wall, extending the kitchen into the dining area. Now you see why in that luxury vinyl tile video I talked about just going with the single door as opposed to the patio door, because I wanted to maintain this maximum flexibility while I decided on the island. I'll link that video below. While rearranging and installing cabinets, I noticed that this upper cabinet was sticking out beyond the ceiling. And this occurred because we raised the ceilings in the center of this space to 11 feet. And these type of conditions sometimes don't reveal themselves until actual installation. So we'll need to modify this cabinet because I can't live with it sticking out like that. So I've asked my contractor Jose to modify this cabinet, and he's going to go and use his master carpentry skills and take care of this cabinet for me. Now with the new layout, as you can see, the kitchen ended up needing a lot more countertop. And today is countertop installation day, and the countertops finally arrived. And I say finally because it took the installer 2 hours to show up. But anywho, the installation took a bit of time because while the countertops were being brought in and installed, Jose was creating temporary supports for the base. And you're asking, why was he doing it then? Well, for the temporary supports, we like to put temporary supports in and not the actual final supports because we want to take a look at the existing conditions. On many occasions, I've seen a frame completely built out for an item, but then when the item came in, it was discovered that the measurements were slightly off. Using these temporary supports help alleviate that problem. Now we'll know exactly what the measurements are, and we'll cut the final supports to meet the exact conditions in the space. Now the countertops are rolling in, and we are at the point where the island and the tabletop are both installed. The installer now needs to create that waterfall edge per my design. This was a process in and of itself. It took some time, but it was well worth the wait. I love this detail. Actually, I love everything about this layout. Now that the countertops are in, it's time to work on the permanent support system for the island and table combination. I designed the support system under the tabletop to do several things. First, I only wanted to see 3 posts in the front elevation and not 4. This was going to be a challenge because these countertops are extremely heavy, and the 4th post would typically be necessary. So I designed this metal frame support system with this straight leader at the top so that the straight leader will butt up against the island and support this side of the table, eliminating the need for that 4th post. The triangle will support the rest of the table. All 3 points will rest on the wood post. 2 posts will be visible while the third will be under the table. Now, per my design, there is no part of this table's large spans that doesn't have adequate support. For the island, we'll add standard L brackets to support the overhang. Now it's time for my contractor Jose to turn my design into a reality. He welded the support system in no time. We did need to modify the ends a little bit. The ends were a little long, but he quickly took care of it. Now we could paint the supports and the island's back panel. And look at this, the island table combination is now complete. Next it's time for me to find some tile for the kitchen's backsplash. I already had a few tiles selected for this design, but I wanted the counters installed before making my final selection. But right now I'm struggling with this white on white, the white tile sitting on top of the white countertops. I know this is a timeless look, but I want the countertops to pop. So I'm thinking about going with a darker tile up against the white countertops. I'm going to ask you, what do you think? Should I go with a light tile to sit on top of the light countertops, or should I go with a darker tile to contrast with the light countertops? Tell me what you think. Leave your comments in the section below. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Do hit that subscribe button and share this video with a friend. It will help me out. Until next week, bye for now.